Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to show you what the secret in solving jamb questions. Now, although this question looks very easy, but what I'm going to show you and give you a practical example of what I mean. And before I continue, the secret, the first and the best secret in solving jamb question is what? Understanding the question. Now let me give a practical example. Solution. Now we're told that given that questions like this, the first step to do is to bring out your parameters so it won't be confusing. Now I have given that. Now the first volume here is what? Okay, let's just read the question first. 10 dm cube of water is added to 2.0 mole per dm cube of 3 dm cube solution of HCl. What is the concentration of the final solution in mole per dm cube? Now we are given first volume. V1 is what? 10.0 dm cube. You agree with me, right? Okay. V2 is what? 3.0 dm cube. Okay. C1 is what? 2.0 mole per dm cube. And C2 is, we don't know. Now using the dilution formula, I have C1 V1 equals to C2 V2. I'm making C2 subject of the formula. I have what? C2 is equals to what? C1 V1 over what? V2. Sorry for the handwriting. V2. Now let's substitute in our values. Now C1 is what? 2. C2 is what? Okay, sorry, V1 is what? C1 is 2, V1 is 10, sorry, divided by V2 is what? 3. So I have 20 divided by 3. Now when you press your calculator, you get this value, 6.6 mole per dm cube. 6.6 mole per dm cube. Sorry for the inconvenience. The board seems to be what? Very small. Now my rag. Now, if you agree with me from now to this point, I think you need to return your school fees because you are very wrong. That's why I say the first step in what? In solving jamb questions is what? Understanding the question. You understand the question. How can you agree with me that this will be V1? Now listen to the question. Now it says 10 dm cube of water is added to 2.0 mole per dm cube of 3 dm cube solution. So our V1 will be 3 dm cube, brotherly. Why? Because 10 dm cube was added to. Now a practical example, your dad told you to what? Put 2 liters of fuel in the generator. Then maybe 5 minutes later I told you, Rukewe, add 7 liters to that 2 liters you added before. Now if you want to rephrase the statement, you can say 7 liters of fuel should be added to the 2 liters in the gen. Does that mean 7 liters is your initial volume? No. Your initial volume is what? The volume you added initially, which is now relating to this question, which is now what? 3 dm cube. Now, our V2 will now be what? 10. You agree with me, right? Stop agreeing with me. It's not 10. I said 10 dm cube of water was added to 2.0 mole dm cube of 3 dm cube. So our V2 will now be what? 10 plus 3. So therefore our V2 will be what? 13.0 dm cube. You are adding this volume to the initial volume you had, that is 13 dm cube. Now our concentration is added to, this is our first concentration, nothing changes in the concentration. Now our second concentration, we don't know. So therefore using the dilution formula, I have C1 V1 equals to C2 V2. Agree with me? Therefore I have C2 will now be equals to what? C1 V1 over V2. Now my C1 here is what? 3. My V1 is what? My C1 is not 3. My C1 is 2. My V1 is 3. Divided by what? 13. 2 times 3 is 6 divided by 13. What will be our answer? Stop pressing calculator now. Use long division. Abba. Must you use calculator? Now let's solve it together using long division. Now I have 6 inside, 13 outside, because numerator denominator. 13 into 6. Obviously it cannot. So I put 0 point, add 0. 13 into 4, I think 6, 13 into 60, I think 4 will be close. 4 times 3, 12, 52. 52. So 13 into this point are 0. So 13 into 16 will give me 4. 4 times this 52. When you minus this, will give 8. Okay, 30 cannot go to 8, add 0. I think 6 is close there. 6 into 18, 78. So 6 times 78, give me 20, and the list goes on. Okay, let's wipe this quickly off. So you can see we got 0.46. So therefore, our answer is 0.46 mole per dm cube. Now you agree with me that the wrong question we first solve, the answer was here. That's why many students after jamb they will say, hey, I aced this thing oh. When I entered the hall, the question was so simple. No matter how simple the question may look, the secret in solving it is what? Understanding the question. You go see that this answer was here, but that was not the correct one. Instead, this is the correct answer. If you find this video helpful, please hit the subscription button if you are watching this on YouTube, and on the notification bell so that you'll be the first to receive our videos. And if you are watching this on TikTok, click on the plus sign, follow me, and remember, don't keep knowledge to yourself. Thank you.